we begin the first game for the United Devils Watchalongs, Manchester City versus Arsenal. This is the second game in the Premier League since it's resumed. Obviously, the goalless draw between Aston Villa and Sheffield United occurring earlier today. The lineups are as follows. For Manchester City, it's Ederson in goal, Walker at right back. The surprise start for Eric Garcia at centre-back alongside the now fit Aymeric Laporte. It's now Benjamin Mendy on the left. The anchor for City is Ilkay Gundogan. The attacking two are Kevin De Bruyne and David Silva. The wingers will be Riyad Mahrez and Raheem Sterling. And Gabriel Jesus is leading the line as opposed to Sergio Aguero. As for Arsenal, Bernd Leno is in goal. Bellerin and Tierney are the wide defenders. Mustafi and Mari are the centre-backs. They have, it looks like a 4-4-2 formation with Guendouzi and Xhaka being the defensive midfielders, Joe Willock and Bukayo Saka the wide midfielders, and Aubameyang and Nketiah up front. And the game is afoot with Arsenal starting and playing a long ball straight out for a throw into City. City are currently on a 6-game unbeaten run versus Arsenal, having lost the last game to them in the FA Cup after a 2-1 win, sending Arsenal into the final. So now City playing out quite crisply to Walker, who challenges with Aubameyang and just managed to keep it. De Bruyne now plays a long pass to Ben Mendy, making only his 16th appearance this season. Gundogan loses possession to Saka, and Guendouzi now has the ball. It's now back to the centre-backs. Mustafi starting out on the right-hand side, Mari on the left. Back to Leno. Plays it long. Trying to find Nketiah and finding him, but flag's gone up now as he balloons the shot over the goal. But it looked like Arsenal were about to have an early goal, but apparently not. Of course, as you might know, all the players will be, instead of their names on the backs of their shirts, having Black Lives Matter to demonstrate their protests against racism, especially in the current climate. City try and play out from the back, but it's lost, and Aubameyang tries to play it out, but it's a bit scrappy at the moment, as you would expect. But Walker with the ball. De Bruyne playing very deep at the moment. Ederson playing it long, trying to find Sterling, finding him. David Silva, Ben Mendy looking to burst past Saka. Tries to get it to Sterling, and he's clattered into by Pablo Mari. It is a foul for Manchester City. Free kick even. It's not going to be a yellow card. It's a great pass from Ben Mendy. Sterling gets a touch and he swings a leg straight into Sterling. It's a very dangerous position just on the edge of the D. There's 4 players standing over the free kick. Looks like it's Gundogan, Mahrez and Sterling have gone. David Silva, Gundogan and De Bruyne are still there. It's heavy rain in Manchester at the moment. Looks like it's going to be De Bruyne taking the free kick. It's very, very close, just on the edge of the box. There's a massive wall, though. It's De Bruyne. Oh, just high. Oh, Leno makes a save, in fact, and it is going to be a corner for Manchester City. It was very straight free kick, and Leno just manages to tip it over. Leno, of course, having made the most saves in the Premier League, is going to be very busy today, it would seem. And they've played it short, City, but they've played it poorly because Mahrez was offside. Free kick to Man City. This is Pep's 220th appearance as Manchester City manager, and he has a 72% win rate for the Citizens. Of course, his former assistant coach Mikel Arteta on the other side of the dugout, making his 16th appearance as Arsenal manager, having made 150 appearances for the Gunners as a player. There's a couple of nasty fouls and messy play at the moment, but you would expect that being the first game back. Granit Xhaka's currently down, being looked at by the fitness or by the medical team. Looks after being clattered into by Ilkay Gundogan. He doesn't look in a good state. His head's down. He looks like he is badly injured. Not sure whether he'll continue. Looks like Dani Ceballos is getting ready to come on, and the stretcher is out. Looks like Granit Xhaka's day is done very, very early on. What I will say is that while this is the first, it certainly won't be the last. If you'd like to subscribe to our channel in the meantime, you'll see all of our videos, our podcasts, our short videos, and our watch-alongs to come. We will be back on Friday with the Spurs versus United clash. And so if you subscribe, those alerts will come through almost immediately. It is going to be interesting to see whether Arsenal can get something from this game. It's going to be more difficult now without Granit Xhaka, but they have only won 9 games in the Premier League this season, drawing 13, which is really, really poor for a team which has their so-called quality. And it is going to be that substitution. Dani Ceballos is going to come on for the injured Granit Xhaka. Granit Xhaka, of course, player that was stripped of his captaincy early in November after some dramatics involving Crystal Palace and fans booing him. But now Arsenal are on the counter with Ceballos. Plays it into Nketiah, who was through on goal, but a good challenge from Laporte stops him, and Ederson collects. So now De Bruyne plays a lovely pass over to the left-hand side to David Silva. Plays it through to Jesus, who is shepherded well by Mustafi and Mari. It will be a corner. Does look, in fact, like Aubameyang will be on the left-hand side playing as a wide player. Perhaps Saka on the right. It's corner in from City. It's cleared by Mari. Mahrez puts another ball in, and it's whipped out for a goal kick, it would seem. Did deflect. Anthony Taylor, the referee, did claim it's a goal kick, but did it hit an Arsenal player? It did hit a defender, but the referee hasn't seen it, and it's gone out for a goal kick. Bellerin loses possession, but it's going to be a City throw-in. Back with the City back line. Garcia. Walker. To Riyad Mahrez, but he has let it run out for a throw-in to Arsenal. Arsenal are very spaced out at the moment. They are inviting City to come forward and press them, and they are trying to press themselves, but it could lead to a City counter-attack, which is very dangerous with Arsenal's weak defensive line. So now David Silva, Gundogan, Walker coming central. Mahrez clips it to Jesus, who looked offside, couldn't get there anyway. Goal kick to Arsenal. Arsenal, of course, actually surprisingly not wearing their infamous red, but wearing their dark away kit. City wearing their home blue. Arsenal also still happy to play out from the back despite their defensive incapabilities. And Tierney with the ball now. Playing it to Ceballos, who loses possession. Mahrez now, very central. Playing it back to Laporte. City also comfortable playing from the back, but getting pressed by Arsenal. David Silva now. Gundogan. Laporte. Mendy. Trapped by Saka. David Silva losing possession to Guendouzi. Now Willock. Playing it long for Aubameyang, but couldn't quite find him. It's a throw into City. Arsenal, of course, sitting in 9th, but a win here would be massively beneficial for their attempt to get European football. Now Sterling's through on the box, looking for players, can't find anyone, shots blocked. It's now Willock on the counter with Ceballos now. Nketiah, Guendouzi. City have come back and managed to keep their shape. It's Bellerin, Saka. Arsenal can't get forward. They've had to play it back to the defenders. Mustafi trying to look for a long ball, can't find any movement. Players are basically standing still at this point. Mari clips it nicely to Tierney, but who heads it towards Willock and finds him. Nketiah. Bellerin to Saka. Looking to get past Mendy. Finds a great ball to Nketiah, but goes out for a goal kick because he can't quite get the effort on target. Honestly, I think Saka probably has Mendy for pace, so he probably could have gone past him if he tried. Might have been able to whip one in with his right foot, but obviously would prefer to use his stronger left. And that goal kick's gone straight to Leno. Tries to restart a counter, but the lack of movement up front is not helpful. Guendouzi has the ball and is fouled straight away by Jesus. It is interesting to see that Jesus is starting ahead of Aguero. It seems that he is much fitter, because Guardiola did say he would be picking the most fit 11 he has available. So Jesus has been picked ahead of Aguero. Of course, crucial against Real Madrid at the Bernabeu. He scored the equaliser for Manchester City and also won the late penalty that De Bruyne converted. City now with the ball, with Ederson clipping it long, trying to find Walker, finding Walker, but his header goes straight to Mari, Tierney, Ceballos, but he loses possession to De Bruyne, or not. It's a foul given Arsenal's way. De Bruyne actually got the ball, so it's very lucky for Dani Ceballos, who gave away possession very cheaply and could have conceded a goal from there. Arsenal throwing on the other side. Bellerin ready to take it. Decides against playing it forward, plays it back safely to Mustafi. Interesting that neither Socrates or David Luiz are going to be starting for Arsenal. Of course, the pair did start against Brentford in the 3-2 defeat in the friendly. Guendouzi. Bellerin to Ceballos. Tierney. Surging forwards. Playing in Aubameyang. Tries to put in a cross, can't quite do so. It's a corner for Arsenal. It's going to be an interesting battle between Walker and Aubameyang, both of which have a lot of pace. It will just be whoever comes out on top throughout the game. Very interesting battle that will happen throughout. Interesting to see that Lacazette doesn't play, Pepe doesn't play, Ozil, of course, completely left out. Arsenal do have those options off the bench. City don't have many attacking options other than, of course, Sergio Aguero. Leroy Sané clearly not fit enough to start. Arsenal's corner was poor, but have managed to get a throw-in despite some pretty shoddy play. Mari, Ceballos. City are playing very defensively, every man behind the ball. It's not much like them, actually. It's interesting to see that. Ceballos can't find a pass, plays it back to the goalkeeper. Looks like neither team wants to make an early mistake and cost their team a goal, so they're not trying much as it looks. They're not trying to be adventurous or dangerous in any way. They're just trying to make sure they don't concede an early goal, which you cannot expect given the fact that both teams have some defensive fragilities. I mean, City have conceded 31 goals this season. Arsenal have only conceded 5 more, which, despite their difference of position by 7 places, is quite shocking for both teams, really. Leno then clips it long, trying to find Saka but can't. Mendy obviously more aerially dominant. It's now Laporte. Again, both teams not seeming to want to press a lot, not looking to use all their energy up in the first game of the season, I guess. It's now Walker trying to get past Ceballos and winning his team a corner, throw-in even. De Bruyne. Laporte. Looking to play a pass forward, only finding Mendy sideways. Gundogan clips it long towards De Bruyne, finds De Bruyne, back to Mahrez, just on the edge of the box. Looking to get past Ceballos, who's tracking wide. De Bruyne again. Mahrez back to Walker. Laporte. Every City player in the Arsenal half. Sterling, Mendy. This is more like it from City. Sterling back to Walker. Arsenal are defending a lot more solidly than they have been the last few weeks of the season. They have the ball back now. Ceballos trying to play Nketiah through, but Garcia did very well. Only his 8th league appearance this season. Pep obviously not comfortable using either Otamendi or Stones. Uh, Otamendi obviously on the bench. Stone's not in the team. So Gundogan, Garcia, De Bruyne. Now it's Walker surging down the right-hand side, looking for options. Getting past Mari. Clips it back, but he can't find the pass. Willock then pounces and he passes it to Saka, and then Aketi is held up, and it is a foul. Arsenal have a free kick in their own half. And it looks like Mari's down as well. It looks like he's pulled his hamstring, but has got back up at the moment. I'm not sure whether he's going to come off as well as Xhaka. Looks in pain, but is walking fine. He's gone down, though. He looks done. "21 minutes gone, and Arsenal have two players already down. One player's gone off on a stretcher, and Mari is now being tended to by the medical team. David Luiz is warming up. Obviously not trusted to start. Looks like he will come on. And Arsenal have already used two of their substitutes. David Luiz coming on now for Mari. And now they are going to use this injury break to have one of the scheduled water breaks they will have as instructed by the FA. One note to say is that one thing they did do at the Villa Park was every single player, the staff, the match officials all knelt down in a sign to respect the Black Lives Matter and the protests going on currently, especially in America, and they have done so now at the Etihad. So some exceptional and moving work from the players and staff. The changes for Arsenal, both in midfield and defence, can't be helping their composure, their confidence, or at all anything else really. But Luiz sends a long ball straight towards Joe Willock, and it finds Saka, but the referee flags him as offside. So now Laporte on the ball. Walker trying to play long, but it's closed down by Aubameyang. Aubameyang, of course, potentially leaving the Emirates at the end of the season. Obviously, his contract expires at the end of next, and could be signed by the likes of Real Madrid, PSG for anything from £50 million, as reports say, to £20 million. City now with the ball down the left with Mendy, but Bellerin recovers well, plays it to Saka. Willock now. Nketiah, Saka, lovely pass. He's through now. Trying to play Aubameyang in, but Ederson catches quite comfortably, actually. But De Bruyne has lost possession. It's now Nketiah. Aubameyang hits it wide. Not the best finish. Certainly could have taken a bit more time to steady his shot, but he decided to take it first time and sails over the crossbar. Aubameyang has actually not scored against Manchester City yet for Arsenal, but it would he could have done had Ederson not saved one of his penalties a few years ago. Mendy now with the ball, but seems to have lost possession, and it will be an Arsenal throw. 25 minutes gone, but I do assume that there will be a significant amount of added time due to the two injuries. It's Tierney. Arsenal just playing it around the back four, trying to find passes further forward, but can't quite do so. City are playing relatively defensively, despite being at home. Something they must have worked on in training. David Silva now, countering Sterling. De Bruyne, looking for the shot. No, passing to Mahrez, but Ceballos recovers really well. Tierney. Aubameyang can't get there. Walker's there, but Guendouzi wins it well in midfield. Plays it back. David Luiz now. Plays a long pass towards Nketiah, but can't find him. And City recycle with David Silva. Gundogan. Walker. Gundogan to Mendy. And now it's City's turn to be unable to find forward passes. Jesus has come very deep now. He's further back than Gundogan. And he's lost the ball. Guendouzi has it now. Willock. Leno. Playing it long, trying to find Aubameyang, can't find either Aubameyang or Tierney, and it's gone out for a City throw. One question that has yet to be answered is whether Sterling can actually find a goal this year. He hasn't obviously scored in 2020, having scored 11 goals in the first half of the season, but has found it difficult since the turn of the year. And now De Bruyne thought he'd won himself a corner, but unfortunately the referee disagrees and he's given a goal kick to Arsenal. That's going to be another contentious decision. Guendouzi now. Willock. Guendouzi loses possession to De Bruyne, who's pressing very well at the moment, trying to find Mahrez, but Guendouzi gets his own back. Ceballos. Looking for passes, finding Willock, who plays Saka through against Mendy. Cutting back, finding Willock again. Who digs out across, but can only find Kyle Walker, who chests it back for Ederson. It's Laporte now. Jesus coming very deep. He's in the same depth as Gundogan, and finds the German now, playing it to Walker. Mahrez, Jesus, Mahrez, back to the defenders. Everyone but the centre-backs in the Arsenal half, and now Laporte ventures forward too. Gundogan playing it through to Sterling, but I don't think Sterling will keep it on. He hasn't. Be an Arsenal goal kick. He's not been in the game at all, Raheem Sterling. Most of the attacks have been down the right-hand side with Mahrez and Walker. Probably shows and explains some of his drop in confidence. It's now Tierney with the ball, playing it long towards Nketiah and finding him. Aubameyang can't get past Walker. De Bruyne now. De Bruyne to Silva. Guendouzi slips. Silva playing it to Sterling. Back to David Silva. Gundogan. De Bruyne. Now Laporte. De Bruyne now tries an effort, but is blocked by Willock. It's recycled back to him though. Gundogan can't find a pass. Guendouzi on the ball now. Looking for any balls forward, but can't quite do so. Plays it back to David Luiz. Ceballos playing very deep. Quite clear that the fitness levels aren't exactly what either team would want, and neither team's pressing very heavily and happy to sit off and let the other pass out, or try to, as it would seem. David Luiz obviously playing a long ball now, trying to find Nketiah. Garcia has his hands on him, but Anthony Taylor doesn't deem it as a free kick. And it's now Aubameyang pressing, but Walker clears. Tierney wins it back, but can't get it forward. It's Mahrez now. It's a good option. Nketiah is looking very sharp. He's probably looking the sharpest of anyone on the pitch, and he looks like the only real attacking outlet for Arsenal, because Aubameyang's looked very, very quiet against Kyle Walker. De Bruyne tries to clip it to Ben Mendy, can't quite find him as Bellerin knocks it out for a throw-in. Nketiah is very unlucky not to have won his team a free kick, a dangerous free kick as well, because Garcia had his hands all over him, but Anthony Taylor deemed it not to be an offence serious enough to warrant a free kick. And it's now Arsenal on the counter with Nketiah. Saka can't get it. Laporte recovers well. De Bruyne now. David Silva. Sterling against Bellerin, cuts in, and Leno's got a good hand onto it. It's a corner for City. Very clear that Sterling's got the beating of Bellerin at the moment. Bellerin allows him to cut inside, and he bends an effort, but it's not quite in the corner, and Leno can push it away for a corner. It was a bit unsighted because Mustafi was clearly blocking the ball, but really, really smart goalkeeping there. It's going to be Mahrez with the corner, but could play it short to De Bruyne. Might learn their lesson from the last corner and play it into the box. It is going to be, no, he plays it short to Walker on the edge of the box. It's now Mahrez back on the right-hand side. Tries to put a ball in, but it's blocked well by Saka. Walker, now De Bruyne. Gundogan. Walker. David Silva. Gundogan. Sterling. Jesus. David Silva in. Great save from Leno. And it's cleared by Arsenal out for a throw-in. But that's a brilliant save from Leno to deny David Silva. It's now Gundogan. Mendy puts in a ball. It's a deep ball towards Mahrez and he finds him. Is challenging Tierney. He's got Ceballos as well. It's De Bruyne playing it deep all the way back to the centre-backs. Obviously couldn't find a cross into the box. But City have started to look very dangerous at the moment, and Leno's the only person that's keeping them at bay. It's De Bruyne now. Deep on the right-hand side, plays it. Narrow to Walker. Mahrez coming deep. Gundogan tries to clip it to Mendy, finds him. His fitness levels are looking good. It's now Jesus. De Bruyne to Sterling. Sterling looking to get the better of Bellerin again. He has. De Bruyne loses possession to Nketiah. And now Arsenal are going to try and counter. It's Tierney. Plays a long pass to Saka. Can he find him? No. Laporte recovers well. And it's Ederson's ball. City fans will be really, really happy to see Laporte back and starting for them. He's probably their best and only good centre-back, really. Only 3% of the last 5 minutes has been played in City's half. It's all been in Arsenal's half or in the centre of the pitch, really. Arsenal can't break out because City are so strong in midfield and their ability to play out from the back is rather limited, and so they have been struggling. Nketiah, the only one who looks like he's going to create a chance for them, really. City now have it with Sterling against Willock. Finds David Silva, but the touch was poor, but he's got it to it again. It's now De Bruyne on the edge of the box. Plays it to Mahrez, and Leno saves again to throw into City. It was very, very open. Mahrez was completely free. I don't know where Tierney was, but he wasn't defending Mahrez. De Bruyne. Sterling. Can't find a play forward. Has to play back. Laporte clips it long. Trying to find Mahrez, but can only find Tierney. It's a throw into City. Walker. Seven minutes to go till half time. And it looks like City are going to be the ones to break the deadlock, but it's just a question of when, not if. Jesus challenges but can't get there, but De Bruyne recovers. Gundogan. De Bruyne. David Silva. Gundogan. To Walker. Plays it wide to Mahrez. Gets past Tierney. Finds De Bruyne, who plays in Sterling, who shoots but misses. Tries to chip Leno, and it goes over the bar. These are massive chances for City, and they should really be at least 1-0 up. Sterling completely free again on the right-hand side, has been completely exploited, and he really should have scored, but the chip was too high, and goes past the roof of the net, and it will be a goal kick to Arsenal. Play it short. Again, Arsenal can't quite play out. They're struggling to find attacking play, and City clear it. And Ceballos is down now. but he seems okay. Certainly more so than Xhaka or Mari, who have both gone off. It's now back with the Arsenal goalkeeper Leno. Tierney. City starting to get into a good plan, pressing well. Sterling looking lively, trying to get to Mustafi, but the German does well. Plays it to Bellerin, hits it long for Saka, but he's offside again. Arsenal can't quite deal with David Silva's free roam into the midfield because it looks like the defensive midfielders should be tracking him back, but can't do so. Couple shots from the right hand side because Tierney's gone missing. Ceballos has been playing more defensively to cover for Tierney, who is an attacking fullback, but can't quite do so either. City now have the ball with De Bruyne. They're looking to play out, Arsenal pressing, but City can do so with ease. They're used to it by now. City have had 7 attempts already this game, 4 on target. Arsenal are yet to register a shot on target. They now have a dangerous free kick though, Walker giving away a cheap foul on Tierney. He jumps up, Tierney, and Walker just eases him off the ball, but does so apparently illegally. And Arsenal will look to get their centre-backs forward and try and cause some problems. 3 players on the free kick. It's Saka, Ceballos and Guendouzi, but Guendouzi's walked away. It's whether they want the in-swinger from Ceballos, the out-swinger from Saka. It's going to be Saka taking the cross, and it's a decent ball, but Mustafi couldn't get there, and it's a goal kick to Arsenal. It's a perfect pass from Saka, and Mustafi really should have been hitting that into the back of the net, but he couldn't quite reach it. So now Arsenal winning the ball back well. Sterling pressing Jesus, David Silva, Mendy. Laporte clips it towards Jesus, but finds only David Luiz. It's now Guendouzi, who's fouled by Gundogan. Guendouzi's looked exceptional. He's looked very fit for Arsenal, and his energy in the midfield has been crucial to them keeping some of the ball at times. It's now David Luiz. Ceballos. City press well. Luiz clips it long, trying to find Tierney, but bit messy. But Arsenal recover the ball somehow with Guendouzi, and then lose it immediately. Mahrez now, Walker. Mendy now, recycled all the way to the other side. Sterling coming deep, playing it to Laporte. Garcia. Finding Jesus and is fouled by Mustafi. Will City play it long or will they play it short? That's the question. It could be a dangerous one for Laporte or one of the other big men to get a header onto, especially with Arsenal's fragilities. But it is Mahrez and De Bruyne over the ball, and he finds Walker, but the free kick was taken before the referee was ready for it, and there will be 3 minutes of extra time at the end of this first half. Mahrez has walked away from it. It will be De Bruyne to take the free kick. And he clips it long, but it's poor. But City have it again. Gundogan to Sterling. Can't find a forward pass. He's given it away cheaply. But Mendy has recovered. It's now Walker. It's De Bruyne. Tries to play a forward pass, but only finds David Luiz. But it's deflected to Sterling, and he scores. Raheem Sterling scores his first goal in 2020, and it is a calamitous error from David Luiz. It's De Bruyne on the right-hand side trying to play a ball in, and David Luiz should just block it, but it just hits his thigh, and Sterling just reads it well and then volleys it in past Leno. Leno, no chance, obviously, but Sterling comes in, hits it, great finish, but it just deflects off Luiz, and he should just stop it, control it in any way, and it would have been fine, but it's a great finish from Sterling. And that's his 12th league goal of the season. And Arsenal have a lot of work to do because City can just pass them to death now. Immediately tries to recover with a long ball. David Luiz, he plays it to Nketiah, but he can't find him. It's Gundogan now. City have come to life. It's now Mahrez. Laporte. Gundogan. David Silva. Arsenal now pressing with a front four. But City find Mendy anyway. Jesus tries to get through, but Mustafi clears. Walker. David Silva. Mahrez tries to get past Tierney, but can't. But the deflection off Ceballos has left City, and Guendouzi has fouled him. And that is half time. Arsenal down a goal. Sterling pouncing on a David Luiz mistake. And it could be a long day for Arsenal. This is the first goal of the Premier League since the league resumed. It's half time now, so we will be back in 15 minutes for the second half. And we're back for the second half as the City and Arsenal teams line up. Arsenal, of course, only have one more opportunity to make a substitution. As the regulations state, you are allowed to make 5 substitutions, but only in 3 separate bursts, and obviously having to use 2 of those substitutions to replace Pablo Mari and Granit Xhaka with David Luiz and Dani Ceballos respectively. City are not making any half-time substitutions, so have all 3 slots available ready for the second half. You might not have seen, but Fabian Delph and Alexander Zinchenko... Apologies, not Fabian Delph. Alexander Zinchenko was warming up, in fact, and City gets us off for the second half, and Walker has won a throw-in. Mendy, unable to play a forward pass, plays it back to the keeper. Arsenal looking to press a little bit higher now. Arsenal are going to make changes now, it would seem. Or very soon, it would seem. Can make another 3 substitutions and will do so soonish. But De Bruyne now with the ball on the halfway line. Plays it to Walker. Aubameyang recovers well. It's back to De Bruyne. City can't find a way forward, so have to play it back. Ederson long, trying to find Mahrez, finds Mahrez, but the touch was poor and Leno catches. It's a great pass from Ederson to find Mahrez, but he couldn't quite get a chance out. But City now looking to double their advantage. Gundogan now to Mahrez. Back to Gundogan. Plays it wide for Laporte, who loses a battle to Nketiah, who looks to surge forward, finding Saka on the right-hand side. Saka against Mendy. He'll try and cut back. He finds Willock, but Willock loses possession and Mendy clears. Only as far as Bellerin, though, but he loses possession to Sterling. Bellerin keeping up with Sterling, looking to try and get the ball back, but Sterling finds De Bruyne on the right-hand side. De Bruyne into the box, takes a shot, but only hits Kieran Tierney. It's now Mahrez. Gundogan. It's back to the City defender Aymeric Laporte, to his French compatriot Mendy. Every City player in the Arsenal half again. Garcia, Mahrez, David Silva, Ben Mendy, City again can't find a play forward, plays it back to Ederson. We'll try and go long again. He does. Finds Walker, who gets past David Luiz. Oh, it's a penalty. It's a penalty to Manchester City. David Luiz clumsy again. Oh. Mahrez has won his team a penalty. Has David Luiz been sent off? Kyle Walker with a comfortable header. Mahrez just burst past David Luiz and he gets a hand on Mahrez's shirt, pulls him back, and he falls over. It's an obvious penalty, clear foul, and Anthony Taylor's given David Luiz a red card, but VAR is going to look. This will be the second red card David Luiz has got this season, and for a similar offence. Awful decision from David Luiz. It has been given. David Luiz has been sent off. And De Bruyne ready to take the penalty. He scored one at the Bernabeu. Is he going to score one at the Etihad? Kevin De Bruyne versus Leno. De Bruyne scores 2-0. Easy penalty to his right-hand side. Leno dives the wrong way. It's 2-0 to Manchester City, and this is going to get brutal. Now, what will Arteta do? Will he'll have to make another substitution, but he doesn't have another centre-back on the bench. He might have to play Kolasinac as a centre-half, or he might just have to leave it as it is. And now Sterling goes for a late challenge on Shkodran Mustafi. And it looks like Sterling's going to get booked, but VAR is looking. Mustafi is now down, and that could be huge. Of course, this attack that City score from is straight from Ederson. Ederson launching a long ball to Kyle Walker. Clips it to Walker. Walker wins the header on Kieran Tierney. Mahrez burst past David Luiz, and then a really stupid challenge, and it's a penalty, and De Bruyne slots it in. Arsenal are going down a way where City will pass them to death. They'll tire, and City could score another 3 goals, if not more. Mustafi's now back on his feet after a long time spent with the medical staff. Arteta must be so confused and so puzzled as to what to do. Might actually be a blessing that David Luiz has been sent off, in the sense that then they won't have to defend with him. It's now Mustafi is the only centre-back on the pitch for Arsenal. Like I said, they might have to put Kolasinac in, but it's more than likely that Guendouzi might play as an auxiliary centre-back, it would seem. Arsenal play it long, but can't hold the possession. It's Gundogan to Mahrez. Mahrez gets past one, but plays it back to Gundogan. Mendy. David Silva. Can't see who's playing as an auxiliary centre-back, but there is someone there. It's Gundogan now. It's looking like Arsenal are playing like a back five, with Willock playing as a right wing back and Bellerin tucking in, and what looks like Tierney as well as a centre back. Looks like they're playing a back five with Tierney there as well. But that can't be right. Yeah, it seems Tierney's gone to be a centre-back and Saka's playing as a left-back now. Willock operating on the right-hand side. And it will be a 4-4-1. But it's now David Silva on the ball. Arsenal looking to have damage control. Mendy now. Back to David Silva, who loses possession to Willock. And now Arsenal are going to try and counter. But Gundogan makes a good challenge. And City have the ball again. Mendy. City very, very happy to just play it around the midfield and back four, knowing Arsenal can't really get to them. So now Laporte looking to play forward, but only finding Gundogan. Mahrez coming short. Walker. Gundogan. They should play it wide, City, and get Arsenal where they are weak. Mendy against Bellerin. Can only find Willock. Mustafi. It's now Nketiah on his own. Surrounded by 3 City players, and Mendy gets the ball, but he concedes a throw-in to Arsenal. Arteta has held back on those substitutions, knowing he only has one block left, but 3 substitutions available to him. Arsenal now have some possession, but it's only with their defensive 2, I guess. So now back with City with David Silva. De Bruyne loses possession. Guendouzi now. Willock. Driving past Gundogan and David Silva. Finding Aubameyang. Lays it back to Ceballos. Back to Aubameyang. Playing the ball into Nketiah. Finding Willock but loses possession to Walker. And it's now De Bruyne. Runners either side of him, but he can't find either of them, and he plays it to Mendy on the left-hand side. City happy to conserve their energy yet again. Crisp passes, but no movement forward. It looks like Arsenal are going to be in for a very long half, as I said. It's now Gundogan on the ball, playing it wide to Mendy, who's looked very good today. Sterling, back to Mendy. It's now back to Sterling. Laporte. It's now Gundogan. Mendy. It's now Gabriel Jesus on the ball, playing it to De Bruyne on the wide right. Gets past one, tries to play in a ball but slips over. And City now recycle with Jesus, who looks for a long-range hit, and Leno comfortably collects. He's not been in the game at all, really, Jesus. He's come very deep at times to try and get the ball. But it's a decent connection, but unfortunately straight out Leno. City free kick after Nketiah was offside. It's now Mendy. Plays it back to Laporte. Is Ederson going to look for a long ball? No, he plays it to Gundogan short. It's now Jesus, Silva, Sterling to Mahrez. Mahrez loses the ball. Guendouzi now recycling the play, trying to find Willock and finding him. Plays it back to Bellerin. Ceballos playing as the deeper midfielder in that midfield too now, but is sloppy and gives it away. Walker to Mahrez. De Bruyne gets past one. Plays it to Sterling. Falls over though, and it's a goal kick. Looks like he tried to cut it back to De Bruyne, but slipped and fell over. I was mistaken earlier. Leroy Sané is on the bench, and he's warming up. It looks like he could be ready to come on. Otamendi is also warming up too, so maybe that might see Aymeric Laporte come off, who has been out injured for a while, so might be best to rest him. De Bruyne all the way back to Ederson. Ederson looking to try and get in on the action, but can't quite find possession. It's Mahrez now, having a go at Saka. Playing Jesus in. Challenging Tierney, but can't get through. Plays it back. Mahrez, Gundogan, De Bruyne leaves it for Mendy. Sterling. Mendy. De Bruyne. Loose pass from Sterling, but Mendy recovers again. De Bruyne again. Looking for any movement, but they're all standing still. Gundogan. It's now Mahrez, but he's not willing to try Saka. .62 gone, and Man City are 2-0 ahead. Obviously not willing to exert themselves because Arsenal are a man down and they look relatively hopeless at this point. Can't really string more than 5 or more passes together. It's now De Bruyne, who's now drifted to the left-hand side, plays a reverse pass to Sterling, but it wasn't good enough, and Leno collects. De Bruyne trying to get another assist. He's on 16 for the season. 5 more, and he'll break Thierry Henry's record of 20 assists in one Premier League season. He's now Laporte. It's now Mendy. Arsenal starting to press a little bit more energetically, maybe because Arteta's going to make subs. It's Ederson now, trying to play it long, finding David Silva very well. Plays it into Walker, puts a ball in, but Leno collects. Where would they be without Leno? Guendouzi. Willock. He's not quite got the pace to beat Mendy, so he plays it back to Bellerin. Mustafi, the only centre-back available for Arsenal, if you can call him that. City are going to make 2 substitutions, Bernardo Silva and Phil Foden ready to come on. The question is for who? Leroy Sané not yet ready to come on, but David Silva will come off, giving the captain's armband to Kevin De Bruyne. and Riyad Mahrez will also come off even. Foden obviously will operate where David Silva was, and Riyad Mahrez will give way for Bernardo Silva to come on the right wing. City, of course, have 3 substitutions available to them in 2 more gaps. But it's now an Arsenal throw on their left-hand side. Saka finds Ketia, who plays it to Guendouzi. Looking to get forward, but only find Bellerin laterally. Plays it back to Mustafi. Then to Ceballos. Plays it back to Leno. Mustafi getting pressed. Guendouzi loses the ball, but Willock recovers well. Plays it wide to Saka. He's going to look to get Aubameyang through, but can't quite do so. And instead plays it to Willock. Aubameyang now. Marked well by Garcia. Saka. Willock. Drives past De Bruyne, but finds a cross, but not meeting another Arsenal player, and it goes out for a goal kick. Arsenal are readying 3 players. No Nicolas Pepe, but it will be Reece Nelson, Lacazette, and Ainsley Maitland-Niles. And it will be Eddie Nketiah to come off for the Frenchman, who has 7 goals in the Premier League and 3 assists. It will be Guendouzi off for, I assume, Maitland-Niles, who has been playing as a midfielder for Arsenal in the pre-season. And it will also be Joe Willock, who will make way for Reece Nelson. City's ball now with Bernardo Silva, who is playing centrally for the moment. Laporte to Garcia. Gundogan clips it long to Foden on the left-hand side. Sterling's now gone onto the right. It's now De Bruyne. Garcia to Walker. To Sterling. Looking to get past Saka. Can't quite do so. De Bruyne now. To Gundogan, but it was a loose pass, and can Arsenal pounce? It's Aubameyang, but Mendy recovers really well. Good burst of energy. De Bruyne. Gundogan. Jesus lays it off, but City can only play out from the back. Foden now on the wing. Plays it short to Jesus, but can't get past Mustafi. Gundogan, though, recovers well. Clips it wide to Sterling, who plays it to De Bruyne, but Leno saves well, and it's a corner for City. Almost 70 minutes gone. City remain 2-0 up, but they have a chance to make it a third from the corner. Lovely pass from Sterling. De Bruyne is through. No one comes with him, and he hits a ball straight at Leno. Looks like he will be coming off, though, Kevin De Bruyne. And it will be Rodri and Fernandinho coming on. It looks like Fernandinho will be operating as a centre-back for Manchester City yet again, with Aymeric Laporte coming off. Bruyne obviously getting the second goal and being a massive impact. Sterling now in the box, but can't find anyone. It's now Mendy. Walker. It's now Sterling on the right hand side, playing it to Gundogan. Sterling again. Arsenal entrenched in their own half. Fernandinho clips it wide to Foden. Foden puts in a great cross, but it goes over everyone's head, and it's Sterling now. Walker. Can Walker get in? He clips it back. Jesus with the overhead kick misses. Gundogan can't get there. Ceballos now on the counter, trying to play in Aubameyang, but Sterling recovers very well. Rodri. Back to Fernandinho. Sweeps it wide to Foden. Cuts it back for Jesus. Rodri. Bernardo Silva on the left. Foden. Silva. Mendy. City have had a surge of energy right now. It's Fernandinho as a centre-back, pushing it wide to Mendy, who drives through but can't get past Bellerin. Lacazette. Ceballos, who's played very well since coming on, actually. Seemed to be proving his manager wrong by benching him in the first place. Mustafi. Tierney tries to clip it wide, but could only find Walker, and it's a City throw-in. City have one more substitution, I think. As I said before, Arsenal haven't beaten Man City at the Etihad since January 2015. Since then, they've played 25 times, lost 15, drawn 10 times, and only kept one clean sheet. They are, of course, all having a drinks break now. Pep looking to get his message forward that they need to shift the play a lot quicker. Arteta looking pretty down, arguing with Bellerin as to how he should be playing. David Luiz costing Arsenal 2 goals today, with their reviewing now as the water breaks on. Luiz deflecting De Bruyne's cross into Sterling's path, volleys past Leno, and then David Luiz being outpaced by Mahrez, decides to pull him back, concedes a foul and a red card, and he was sent off in the second half with not long into the second half. Game seems to be resuming now. Looks like Tierney will continue to be a left-sided centre-back alongside Mustafi. Saka will be going back to a left-back, which he has been for a lot of the season, while Kolasinac was injured alongside the Scot Tierney. Maitland-Niles will be playing in midfield, where he prefers to play alongside Ceballos, and Reece Nelson will be on the right-hand side, Aubameyang on the left, with Lacazette up front. Arteta has opted against bringing on Nicola Pepe, which says a lot about his training in the recent weeks, I guess. Fernandinho on the ball now. Having extended his contract, he will be still at the Etihad next season, unlike David Silva. So he will be probably announced as the club captain in the summer. It's now Mendy, Bernardo Silva, Rodri, comfortably playing it to Garcia, who's looked very, very at ease today, bar one moment where he did seem to foul Nketiah, but now it's Mendy in the wide area, putting in a great cross, but it's headed out by Mustafi. It's now Bernardo Silva, sweeping it to Garcia. Rodri. Gundogan operating on that right-hand side where De Bruyne was for most of the game. Fernandinho to Gundogan, but he's fouled by Tierney, and it's going to be a yellow card for Kieran Tierney here. Was quite late, and he came in with a lot of force. Oh, he stands on Gundogan's foot. Not enough for a red card, I don't think. But definitely a yellow. It is a potentially dangerous free kick, but obviously David Silva and Kevin De Bruyne are both off the pitch, so it looks like Raheem Sterling's going to hit this. He did have a free kick against Wolves when City were 3-2 down, and he hit the crossbar, so it'll be interesting to see whether he can make this one count. 77 minutes played, Raheem Sterling on the free kick. Sterling plays it to Bernardo Silva, who hits it, and Leno saves. And Maitland-Niles kicks it out for a City corner. Sterling looked like he was going to hit it, plays it, and Leno saves very, very well. City play it short. It's now Foden. Puts in a deep ball, tries to play it to Bernardo Silva, but can't. It's now Sterling on the left-hand side. Plays it to Rodri. Bernardo Silva. Rodri again. Walker. Central. Foden. Foden versus Saka. Gets past one. Can't get past Ceballos, who's done well. Aubameyang now. Saka. Can't get out. Plays it to Lacazette. Good strength. It's Maitland-Niles. Can't get there, but the referee was playing advantage. It's a foul and a free kick to Arsenal. It's a long pass from Leno to Saka, and it's going to be an Arsenal throw. The Arsenal players look exhausted. They're looking just to try and hold on and prevent an embarrassment. City obviously have the ability to do so, but taking off De Bruyne and Silva has probably left them a little bit limited. Even though Bernardo Silva and Foden are exceptional players, they haven't had the best seasons. It is now Gundogan who plays a poor pass, and Arsenal recover, but Rodri fouls Ceballos and is booked. It's very cynical, that. That's his 8th red card of the season. Yellow card, even. And City will make their final substitution, and Sergio Aguero will come on. Gabriel Jesus coming off for Sergio Aguero, their all-time top goal scorer in the Premier League. 180 goals. Leno hits it long. Trying to find Aubameyang, but can't. Ederson. Oh! Ederson clatters into his centre-back, I believe. I can't see who it is, but he flattened him and he's completely out. The medical staff are on the pitch. Referee blew immediately. Ederson looks fine, but I cannot see who that is. It could be Garcia. There are 5 people treating Garcia. It looks very serious, but City have made all their substitutions. And the stretch is on. It looks very bad. They're showing it now. It's a long pass from Leno. And, Ederson just comes in and clatters his own defender. They're doing, obviously they are taking their time. Head injuries are being deemed much more seriously and treated as such. Are they looking to stretcher him off? He hasn't got up yet. They are getting ready to stretcher him off, and it will be likely that Rodri accompanies his fellow midfielder Fernandinho as centre-backs, and Manchester City will be playing with 10 men, the same as Arsenal. This does remind me a lot of when Luke Shaw was injured on international duty against Spain. They weren't showing you a lot of what's actually happening. Obviously, it's now seven medical staff now surrounding the player, but it looks like he has been given oxygen. He is responsive, it would seem, but it doesn't look good for the young player, who was only making his 8th league appearance today and played very well for most of the game. So it's a massive shame that he's suffered this horrific injury. Guardiola giving instructions to his players as the medical staff still tend to Garcia. Still not much they can do. They're just trying to make sure everything is steady, everything is secure before they take him off. They don't want to cause any more problems to his head. This win will take City to 57 points and will be their 19th league win of the campaign, as things stand. And obviously Arsenal will be on 7 defeats for the season, actually level with City. Their 13 draws have been what's dropping them points in the league this season, and obviously their inability to score goals, only 40 goals this campaign, 17 of which are Aubameyang's. Everton obviously will be relieved that they can then catch the Gunners, and not only that, but they will not have gifted Liverpool the title if and should Liverpool win at Goodison Park on Sunday. Liverpool will still need 2 more wins to claim the title, having already got a 25-point gap on Manchester City at the moment. Garcia is now secure, and the medical staff are getting ready to lift him. There's going to be at least another 6 minutes of extra time, so there's still plenty of time left. Hopefully Eric Garcia is okay and will make a swift recovery, although it does look like he will be out for a spell of time with a severe concussion. Arsenal now have the ball. It's 10 versus 10, Arsenal Man City. Obviously, Arsenal have David Luiz sent off, but City have no more subs available with Garcia injured now. Mustafi firing a ball towards Lacazette, but could only find Gundogan, who recovers, but gifts his team a throw-in with Arsenal trying to press. It's a foul for Manchester City on the edge of the centre circle. Can't remember seeing Reece Nelson since he's come on, but he's not had long either way. It's Ben Mendy over a free kick. Plays it back to Fernandinho, who's playing as the left-sided centre-back, and Rodri is the right-sided one. Ederson launches it out, trying to find Sterling, but can't. Saka now. It's now Saka. Plays it back. It's now Leno. Not much happening now in this game as Arsenal try and wind down the clock, trying to keep some sort of dignity. There are going to be 11 minutes of added time. So it is the 90th minute, but there will be 11 more minutes to play. Walker playing it back to his auxiliary centre-back Rodri. Plays it all the way back to Ederson. And City will start from the back again. Foden. Arsenal pressing high now. Looking like they will try and get somewhere. But a great pass from Fernandinho finds Walker, who finds Aguero. Sterling on the edge of the box. And now it's Aguero. But Leno saves very well. But Foden scores. Hits the post and Foden wraps up the game once and for all. Great pass from Fernandinho on the inside of his box. He sweeps it over to Walker, who plays it to Aguero. Links up with Sterling. Plays it back to the striker, who tries to get it. It's a great save from Leno, but it only falls to Foden, who taps it into practically an empty net. Some great play from Manchester City. It's 3-0 as it was at the Emirates not long ago. And Arsenal obviously trying to get a goal back now that the playing field is level, realise that City still have far too much quality for them and are punished for their hubris. And it's now Rodri, Walker, Bernardo Silva, Foden coming short, Fernandinho playing it wide, and now it's Mendy. Walker, central now. Bernardo Silva on the left, feeding Sterling wide. Getting it back to Walker, who sits Lacazette down. Rodri. Ben Mendy. Tries to play it to Foden and almost gets the ball, but Reece Nelson does some good defensive work and it's a throw into Arsenal. 8 minutes to go. Bellerin, Ceballos, who's worked tirelessly in midfield, but to no avail, it would seem. Mustafi plays it long, looking for Aubameyang, can't find him. Only finds Rodri, who plays it back to his goalkeeper. It's now Gundogan in the centre of the park. Bernardo Silva. Mendy. Aguero coming very short. Fernandinho. Rodri. It's now Walker against Saka. Sterling. Happy to play 1-2s with Bernardo Silva, who's drifting everywhere since coming on. Gundogan, Rodri, Walker, Sterling. Happy to continue playing keep ball. Not letting Arsenal anywhere near them. So now Bernardo Silva cuts in, has a shot, blazes wide. Bernardo's great pass from Gundogan, drifts past Tierney, but he slices it very wide. 5 goals and 5 assists in the league for Bernardo Silva. It's not been as good as his last season, certainly not even the season before. But quality player on his day nonetheless. Mendy now, recovering from an Arsenal goal kick. Walker. Will they look for number 4? 6 minutes left. Rodri. Walker. Bernardo Silva. Foden. Bernardo Silva playing as a right back at this point. Ederson now. Play it very well to Phil Foden in the centre. Now a counter's there for City. It's Aguero. As he shoots, he misses. Side netting for Kun Aguero. From nothing, Ederson plays a brilliant pass into midfield, and City are away with Foden, and he plays a good pass to Aguero. Tierney can't deal with it. And you'd think he can finish, but he just misses the goal and hits the side netting. You think maybe go across Leno, and he has no chance. Saka now. Wow. Arsenal have had 2 attempts in the first half. They've had none in the second half. City have had 19 attempts, 12 on target. Leno has made 9 saves. Arsenal have yet to have a shot on target. I think it might be Arteta would be questioning whether he should have left Ozil out of the 18 or the starting 11, and even on the subs. They might be questioning his decision there. He might be questioning whether Pepe should have started or come on. But Arsenal now have an opportunity to get a shot. It's Lacazette looking for Reece Nelson, but defended well by Phil Foden. It's out for a throw into Arsenal. Three and a half minutes left. Saka with a throw in a dangerous position, but can't find a forward pass. Plays it back to Tierney. So now Bellerin. Nelson. Is he going to put in a cross? He sits one player down. He gets it in, but the shot's deflected. It's a corner to Arsenal. It's a great block, it seems, from Fernandinho, because it looked like a tap-in for Aubameyang. Great pass into Nelson. Nelson gets past Foden. Cuts it back, and it is Aubameyang who can't get his shot on target. It's a great block from combined efforts from Gundogan and Fernandinho. It's now a corner for Arsenal. I think it's their first of the game. It's now Reece Nelson to take the corner. Whips it in. It's headed out by the first man. Throw into Arsenal, but far less dangerous than that corner could have been. Tierney. Arsenal have been pressed to playing all the way back to their goalkeeper. I think it's Maitland-Niles. Leno. City keeping Arsenal pinned into their own half. Mustafi tries to get it through to Lacazette, finds him. Ceballos. Saka now driving down the left-hand side for Arsenal. Looking to get past Walker, can't do so yet. No. But it does reach Maitland-Niles, who finds Bellerin. Lacazette on the right-hand side for Arsenal. Aubameyang, sloppy pass. It's now Aguero to Sterling. Back to Aguero. Plays it to Foden. City could be on the counter again. It's Sterling in through. Looks to get past Tierney. Looking for any support. Aguero on the edge of the box. Has a shot, but it's blocked by Mustafi. The 100th minute now. 1 more minute to play. Lacazette. Ceballos. Halfway line. Maitland-Niles. Tierney. It's now Mustafi. Tierney now. Looks like this is going to be the final score because Arsenal don't want to give away the ball. City not willing to press much harder than this. With this, City will go to 60 points for the season, and that's the full-time whistle. City really overwhelm Arsenal, and they are defeated, and Liverpool will be kept waiting for that title for at least another game. And that is the end of our first watch along. If you want to tune in on Friday, we will be watching the match between Spurs and Manchester United. If you have any questions or any topics you would like for us to discuss, then please comment below on the YouTube video. And if you enjoyed this, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and follow us on Twitter for more.